Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. We're going to be showcasing the free-to-play metal cooler units. We have them on the LR's 200% lead, they're all EZA, they're all rainbowed, they're all ready to go. And we're testing them out in the, probably one of the hardest tests they can go in. And that is the most current ESBR stage of Wicked Bloodline. So we're putting them up against it straight away. I have all their individual passives written down ready. And we're going to go through them. So let's look at what their starting stats are this turn. The strength one does support, of course, with the initial all allies attack and defense plus 20%, including himself. And he gets the extra attack and defense plus 20% for extreme class allies. And he gets 3 or more rainbow key spheres. So everyone's got a little bit more at the start of turn. AJL1 pre-super, 301k attack stat, 140k defense, not bad. Fizz 1, just shy of 300k attack stat, 127k defense. The strength one, just over 301k attack stat as well, and 137.5k defense. Now let's quickly run through the individuals. So the AGL1 is giving all allies key plus 2, which, considering all of these units literally link perfectly together, which is great. Can you imagine all of these performing at level 10 links? Would be dope. Considering all of them don't really need key, that's neither here nor there, but when it comes to being on rotation with the LR, that can be handy again as 18 key off to do some more damage. He has initial a medium chance of evading enemies' attack. He also gets an additional chance of evading enemies' attack plus 20% with 3 or more rainbow keys if obtained. Of course, all of these units are rainbow orb changers. Not only that as well, that's when in the first slot they are rainbow orb changers. Not to mention, all of them get attack and defense plus, I think, 40% per Wicked Bloodline category ally on the team, which, considering you're pretty much always going to be running these with Wicked Bloodline category allies, obviously themselves, that's going to be easy to do. And then even outside of that, you know, you're going to be surrounded by Golden Freezers, LR Final Form Cooler, LR Meta Cooler, EZA Transforming Cooler. The majority of the units that are going to be on the teams you run them on are going to be Wicked Bloodline category allies anyway, even if you don't run all of them together. So that's very easy to get off. But other than that, the AGL1 does get an additional defense plus 25% per key sphere obtained, which means he can be quite a bulky boy. Combined with the fact he's going to have a 50% chance to dodge, yeah, it's going to look good for him. So everyone always gets an additional attack or defense, or there's one which is the int one, which gets attack and defense per key sphere obtained. As long as there is another ally whose name includes Meta Cooler attacking in the same turn, which is never going to be an issue here because every single unit on the team is a Metal Cooler. So the next one is the Fizz one. He's more to do with healing, which, I mean, coupled with the int one who also heals and also dual LR Meta Cooler leads, you're going to be recovering a lot of health every single turn, especially with one LR Meta Cooler maybe on rotation, one floating, but one on each rotation at a time, along with the int and Fizz one recovering HP. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if for the majority you don't need to use a healing item, but we do have some just in case. So he does recover 15% of damage dealt as HP. He also recovers an additional 5% of damage dealt as HP with 3 or more rainbow key spheres obtained, plus an additional defense plus 25% per key sphere obtained, of course, when there's another ally whose name includes Meta Cooler attacking in the same turn. So another one that's quite bulky. And again, all of these, every single free-to-play Meta Cooler unit greatly raises defense by 50% on super. So the ones who get defense per key sphere obtained by 25%, on top of the fact they're going to greatly raise defense by 50% on super, are going to be quite bulky after they've supered. Especially as well if you get an additional, because that's 100% in total. So a lot of these can actually tank pretty well, especially the ones who are defensively focused on the orbs they pick up. And then we have the strength one, who, as I've already said, has the support, the extra 20% for extreme class allies with 3 or more rainbow keys is obtained. He's more as an offensive one, so he supports, and you'll get an additional attack plus 25% per key sphere obtained when there is another ally whose name includes Meta Cooler attacking in the same turn. So what I'm going to do is, considering there's a bunch of physical attacks, I'm going to do it like this, because I kind of want to share the support. So we've got the 2 bulky ones on rotation. They both have type advantage, so we're kind of good to go probably without an item. So unfortunately we're getting no 3 key spheres at the start of turn on the Fizz one. So we're missing out on an extra 5% healing, which is fine. But we can get him 5 key spheres on top of 25% defense per key sphere obtained. So how much defense is he starting with? 176k. On top of the fact, again, he's going to greatly raise defense, and he has type advantage against King Vegeta. That's not bad. Again, we're missing out on the rainbow key spheres with the AJL one, but that's 8 key spheres. So that's 8 times 25% per key sphere obtained. That's a whole bunch of defense coupled with the fact that he can dodge. And again, greatly raised defense on super. He has over 220k defense, and he's going to raise it by 50%. Any additionals that happen, he's winning. I am, however, going to pop an Icarus just in case for the strength one, because of course, he doesn't get defense per key sphere obtained. He gets attack, which isn't going to do too much because we can only get him 3 key spheres, so no rainbow key spheres for any of them. Double digits, of course, there's an Icarus active, which isn't the most, but double digits, of course. 100k, considering he hasn't supered yet. 100k on super is still pretty good. 2.5 mil attacks, that's not bad, because he is more of a defensive focused unit. 2.5 mil for the AGL1, again, not bad, considering he's a more defensive focused unit. And an additional, though, which means he's greatly raised his defense twice, on top of the fact he can dodge. So, of course, he's taking double digits, 2 supers, both 50% each, and also an Icarus. Of course, we're not getting an extra dodge chance because no rainbow key spheres. 72 on the super as well. These are good. I mean, already I knew they were good even before I even used them. Even double digits on the strength one. 15k though on the second one. Not bad. So now we have the tech and int one. The tech one. The attacked enemy gets minus 25% attack and defense. In harder content and more recent ESBR stages, not something you're really ever going to notice too much, but kind of one of those passives or part of the passives where it's kind of like, it's nice to have it than not have it, but it's not something, again, you're really going to notice too much. But he does have a guaranteed seal on an enemy he attacks for 2 turns, which is very nice. As long as you get 3 or more rainbow key spheres obtained. And he gets an extra 25% attack per key sphere obtained when there is another meta caller ally attacking in the same turn. And then we have the int one, who's another kind of healing focus one. Recovers 10% HP at the start of turn, recovers an additional 5% at the end of turn with 3 or more rainbow key spheres obtained. And this is the only one out of all of them that will get attack and defense per rainbow key sphere obtained. No, not per rainbow, sorry. That will get attack and defense per key sphere obtained. Hence why he only gets 10% rather than 25%, because he gets both. When there is a meta caller ally attacking in the same turn. So, considering what's kind of the you get attack, to be fair, we can seal with you. So, do you know what? I'm gonna pop you. Considering I want the alarm to also build up, I think I'm gonna do this. So at least the tech one can then seal. Actually, no, I'm gonna do this because then he can actually just stop all of King Vegeta's attacks at the end. We still do have an Icarus active, so we should be fine as long as Bardock doesn't super us in the beginning. In fact, even if he does, I think we should still be fine. Do you want to save those rainbow key spheres? In fact, I'm going to, because we can't. We can. I'm going to save the rainbow key spheres just so we can actually give them to the other coolers. So that's extra healing for you. And that was 7 orbs, so that's an extra 70% attack and defense. So we're on a 466 pre-super and 175 pre-super on the defense, because again, we're going to greatly raise defense on super. And that is a 8 key spheres. Can't get the 3 rainbows, which is a shame, but 8 key spheres. And let me actually attack King Vegeta so he doesn't attack him at all this turn. But 8 key spheres on the attack, which means he's going to be doing some pretty good damage. Yeah, 48k on a basic. I knew the Icarus would kind of help him build up there, but would still take a decent amount even on a basic. But at least he's built up 3 times in his passive and supered, which means he's raised his defense by 30%. So he's also got an additional, so he's raised his defense by 30% twice. So while we missed out on the damage to give the rainbow key spheres to the int free-to-play cooler, we're good in terms of defensive. Yeah, being defensively this time. 49 damage on there. 2.82 mil for the int one. We did get an additional, no super though. We could have greatly raised our defense twice. It's a shame we couldn't. Double digits again, literally. I know we have an Icarus active. 3.77 from the tech one. Damn. Big crit though. And an additional. So King Vegeta is sealed. He also critted. He actually critted twice. He greatly raised his defense twice, which means even if he got supered, he would have tanked that incredibly well. Okay, so we don't have an item anymore. We're going to put the AGL one in slot 1, just because he's going to get 5 key spheres, so that's an extra 25% 5 times. Also, the fact he has type advantage and can dodge, which he only has a 30% chance to do so because no rainbow key spheres. The Fizz one is also defensively and also recovers HP. In fact, I think I'm just going to leave the free-to-play ones on rotation and just rotate just have the LR meta coolers floating. just let them shine. It's all about them. 38k without supering, even though he has type advantage, isn't too bad, considering he didn't get that many key spheres. That's not bad. And then, of course, post-super, he takes double digits, which is to be expected. You know, considering the majority of their defensive buff is coming from the fact they need to super. So none of these is kind of ideally for slot 1. I think the AGL one's probably your best bet, considering you can have, you know, a 50% chance to dodge in total while having extra defense. I'm going to pop a Whis here, because then we can just let LR Metal Cooler build up straight away. We'll rotate off the support cooler just to kind of spread it. And of course, the Int one gets attack and defense plus 10% per key sphere obtained. To be fair, there's a lot of type disadvantage attacks coming our way with Goku. So we'll attack Goku. We can get an 18 key off, but we do take all the rainbow key spheres, so I'm actually not going to do that. We do have a Whis active, so we're good. Then we will continue attacking Goku. So with all the rainbow key spheres, the Int one will give us 5% healing at the end of turn, and the strength one will give us the extra support. So actually, let me actually let the strength one get all the rainbow key spheres, because then everyone gets an extra attack and defense plus 20%, which gives them 40% in total. Which means the LR Metal Cooler's tanking a little bit better than he initially was with the Whis active. That's still a lot of damage. 200k is still a lot, but he's taken 2 hits, which means we're halfway there to building him up. He's raised his defense by 30%. There's a possible for an additional. This might still hurt. 163k. I mean, that's probably the Whis coming in, his build up of his passive, and the fact we got the extra attack and defense plus 20%. There we go. Your defense has been raised. Whis active, so he's taking double digits, to be expected, which for free-to-play units, that's still very good, considering he's only 1 super. 4.7 mil attacks, that almost 5 mil for the strength one. Damn, almost 5 milli. To be fair, we did give him a lot of key spheres, but almost 5 mil. And unfortunately, we have no cooler on this rotation giving us healing, so I will heal with the EZA. So we pretty much, after supering, considering we're literally taking no attacks before any of the coolers super, we're probably going to be taking no damage this rotation. So we've got the AGL one, who's defensive, 25% defense per key sphere obtained. I have to keep reminding myself just because there's literally 5 units to constantly go over. Allies key plus 2. Oh yeah, he's the one who dodges. The tech one is the seal and also the attack on key spheres, and the fizz one is healing and defense. I'm just gonna leave it like this. I'm just gonna leave it like this. In fact, let me do this so I can get the guaranteed seal on Raditz. So we can give you 6 key spheres. We'll attack you. That means he's got his 50% chance to dodge. And we can get... Unfortunately, we can't get 3 rainbow key spheres on you. So you're only going to get 25% defense 3 times. But at least we do have a Whis active and extra defense from the EZA. So yeah, considering they're all going to super first before being hit, I think we're going to take no damage this turn. And even if we do, I mean, this will probably do nothing or next to nothing. Yeah, 8k. It will easily recover that all back next turn with the LR Metal Cooler and any other coolers that heal next turn. We have the tech one or anything on the next rotation? No, we have both LRs. So yeah, we're going to heal literally... I know we've barely lost any health, but we're pretty much going to heal all that back. Yeah, literally as I expected, no damage taken. We still have the Whis active and the extra defense from the EZA, hence why the friend one has almost 500k defense and the Int one starting with 210. Okay, do you know what, I'll give you... That's the thing, the free-to-play ones only share 3 links with the LR, which is such a shame. So just to make sure he actually supers, we are going to miss out on the 18 key, but it's for the good of the video. We can get him 6 key spheres, which is attack and defense plus 60%. And Raditz, I have to remember, is also sealed, so Raditz is not attacking us with a super at all this time. Okay, that shouldn't do too much. That actually still done quite a lot, to be fair. LR Metal Cooler didn't super first, but still, that actually still done quite a lot. Whis and extra defense from the EZA and fully built up. Almost killed us, but it's fine, it's fine. Because the next turn we should have the Fizz Cooler on rotation healing us. Won't heal as much back as the LRs, but it's we're getting some health back. But so far, I'm really impressed. The synergy from this free-to-play meta cooler team is unreal. Of course, it's literally perfect. The fact they literally, funny enough, perfectly link together. So there's that, which is fantastic. Literally, you're literally doing the best possible damage and defense and healing you can have at all times, because they all perfectly link together. Not even one link is missing. Perfectly linked together. And each one of them just brings an extra set of uniqueness to the table. Now, do I want to pop an item here? The second one doesn't get... Actually, we're going to seal Vegeta because he has Type Advantage against Nappa. So we're going to do that. And then I'd rather keep the support rotating. However, I am going to rotate you off. Because the AGL one, of course, is much better defensively. And we're getting a bunch of orbs along with 3 rainbow key spheres, which means he has a 50% chance to dodge in total. So we should be able to avoid an item. But the synergy here is great. Not just with the perfect links, which is obviously really nice. Oh, wait a minute. Do we only do that? Oh, we only do that once, don't we? I mean, he's still tanking double digits. He's not even one of the more defensive focused ones. Like, he gets attack per a key sphere obtained. But just because he supered once, he's already tanking double digits on basics, which is fantastic. There's a dodge. There's another dodge. There's another dodge. Ah, love it. Love it. But yeah, you have the synergy. You know, you have the, you know, all of them need orbs. But considering, even though only one of them can be a rainbow orb changer because you have to be in slot 1, they all, you know, need orbs anyway, and they all need rainbow key spheres to do their thing. So even though only one of them go in slot 1 and rainbow orb change, it still kind of helps the rest of them, even though sometimes it may not because it's not consistent, but it still helps the rest of the team. Let me pop this active because why not? So there's that. As I said, there's already the synergy with the links, and you know, there's a good versatility. There's a good amount of versatility here. You know, you have the support from the AGL one, which, if you're running a full free-to-play team, the key's neither here nor there, but it does help the LR get the 18 key off, so I don't mind that too much. You know, you have the support with the strength one, which is nice. You know, a lot of them get attack per key sphere obtained. Some get defense, which, I mean, even the ones that get attack, as long as they super attack once, in the most recent ESBR stages, or the most recent ESBR stage, they are tanking for double digits off of one super, which is great. And they will tank really well for a free-to-play unit if you get an additional super off, especially the more defensive focused cooler units who get defense per key sphere obtained as well. They will tank exceptionally well against super attacks if you get an additional on top of that. And these are free-to-play units, as I said, handling the most recent ESBR stage, which isn't a walk. I mean, LR Final Form Cooler kind of makes it a lot easier, but the most recent stages can hit very hard. Very, very hard. Okay, so I don't really want to use an item here, but I may have to. Yeah, we're gonna have to just to be safe. I'm gonna put the Fizz one in here, and I'm gonna give him 7 key spheres, so that's a whole bunch of defense for him. An Icarus active with almost 200k defense. That's not the best, but we'll see how he tanks. We can get an 18 key off with you, and then we can get you attack and defense plus 50% in total with yours. Yep, of course, with an Icarus active, double digits, even pre-super. This is type neutral, and he hasn't even supered yet. 236k considering he hadn't greatly raised his defense on super. That's not bad. That's not bad. Summonable units generally take that much damage if they get most of their defense on super, or that buff from super attacking. They take that pre-super. And again, they're summonable units with more stats than free-to-play units. So I have to say, that's actually pretty good. Considering you haven't supered yet, that's pretty good. The only thing that's a shame with these units, I wouldn't even call it a shame, but the only thing this team doesn't have, even with the LR here, like, don't get me wrong, the LR one defensively, and the defensive ones, you know, can get decent defense before they super. However, it's not enough in slot 1. None of these are a slot 1 unit, nor is the LR. However, if you can get the defensive ones a bunch of orbs, or you have the LR one fully built up, including dupes, and use like a Whis, of course, they can handle slot 1 a hell of a lot better. But there's not a slot 1 unit here, but this team still works exceptionally well. So there's a bunch of attacks down there. I'm going to let you take it. None of these are a good defensive unit, and I think we're just about going to miss out on the Dokkan attack on this turn. We'll pop an Usher. We'll pop. Actually, I shouldn't have done that because the LR Meta Cooler won't build up whatsoever. Shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. Who's coming next turn? Because I can seal them with the tech one. We have. Okay, let me seal the Vegeta. We're not getting Rainbow Key Spheres this turn whatsoever. We'll attack you again. And we're not even getting the most Key Spheres anyway, so we're not getting a whole lot of attack or defense this turn per Key Sphere obtained. So the Usher kind of was probably the best way to go for this. Just because the orb placement wasn't that good for us to get the Rainbow Key Spheres or to get the additional attack or the additional defense we possibly could have got per Key Sphere obtained, but that's fine. That's fine. We are going to get the Dokkan attack next turn, so I will leave the Friend Cooler on rotation for the time being. But yeah, this is probably one of the best free-to-play teams in the game. I mean, you have the Ginyu Force, the Bardock squad. I think they're definitely better than the Bardock squad. Ginyu Force, because of the free-to-play LRs, I'm not sure. Not to mention they also have Ginyu as a 200% lead, and then you have the side banner Ginyu Force units. So I'd have to put them second. I would have to say Ginyu Force, the Coolers, then Bardock squad. I think that's fair. Right, so we're going to pop a Whis because we're going to let the LR take over with a Dokkan attack. And we're going to put you in the end considering that's where all the attacks are coming from. Okay, we can save a bunch of Rainbow Key Spheres by doing that. 10 for the Fizz one, so he has 250% extra defense with a Whis active, yeah, and he's going to super first. Yeah, he's going to be tanking exceptionally well. 3 Rainbow Key Spheres and 6 Key Spheres for you. This is a good turn. This is a very good turn. Fortunately, the LR isn't going to Dokkan attack with his full passive build up, but, you know, halfway there, 2 attacks on a Dokkan attack is still going to do very well. Trunks is going to be dead, more than likely, because, of course, LR has type advantage. But yeah, considering we're probably going to be done with this fight very soon, as I said, I'm very impressed. The synergy's amazing, you know, everyone links perfectly together, you know, with the 2 units that heal, along with running dual LR Meta Cooler leads. They have a 200% lead already, that's a very good one. A very good 200% leader in that. Not to mention, again, coupled with the fact that 2 of them heal when both, if you're running dual LR Meta Cooler leads, the amount of healing you have per rotation, on top of the fact you will have items, you know, it is kind of insane, but all the healing coming from all of those units is generally ridiculous. Like, there's hardly a point where I was near low health because of how much HP I'm recovering. They tank really well for free-to-play units as well, especially once they super. If you get an additional, they tank even better because you're going to greatly raise your defense twice. Especially, of course, the defensive units that get 25% per Key Sphere obtained. They tank super attacks really well, even off of 1 super. They are really good. They are really, really good. They are one of the best free-to-play units. They're some of the best free-to-play units in the game, but they are literally one of the best free-to-play teams in the game. So, I mean, if you're a free-to-play player, this team's going to help you complete a lot of stuff. So I highly suggest you do it. But let me know what you think down in the comments. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. And peace.